Okay, great. So for the weekly problem extensions, I'm going to have my photocopied notes as far as my actual write-up. It's going to be on the last page of my weekly problem for each one. I also just kind of wanted to support it with 60 seconds of a video, so here we go. So for weekly problem, I did number 1, car ownership, joys of car ownership. Looking at the graph and then focusing on the extension part. So what I would have them do is, if I was going to use the existing graph or chart, I could maybe create more of a primary lesson out of the questions we were given. So basically, you could ask them to, using the following chart, if we were going to use this exact same one with the information that we already have plotted. So what did it cost you throughout different seasons? So you could say, what did it cost you throughout the fall and winter months on average to purchase gas? And then it would be more, they'd have more of a clear area of where to look. You could also have them start to identify actually which months fall into those seasons. To extend that, you could have what time of year, so not looking at the seasons, you could have them what time of year has the highest gas prices on average, what has the lowest. And you could then, so that would be one option. For a second option, you could have them ask their parents where they work. So they would get the address of their parents, and they could have their home address, and then using a similar kind of research method of using Google Maps or whatever, you could have them identify how far away, and then how much do they spend on gas traveling to and from work. And then they could report back to their parents and maybe identify other routes, or maybe something that takes up less as far as a kilometer spread. So what I did come up with was some cool cross-curricular activities. So taking the math or the information that they have and now bringing it into something else. So have your students perform a social studies research on why numbers vary across our country. So why are things out west from east to here in Ontario, unfortunately, why are things so much different as opposed to other countries in the world which we know of that have normalized gas prices or standard gas prices across the entire country. You could also have your students create a letter to their municipality or to their local government to promote environmental awareness around the impacts of fuel consumption. You could also have them create, using the charter of a graph, have your students plot unique findings and then create something maybe like a pictochart or an infographic. You could do it in a digital sense, or you could do it physically with chart paper or whiteboard, and basically have them give you the information in another way other than just answering it. In this particular part, we'd obviously include elbow partners or small groups, and basically just come up with information together. And also it would help them identify right from wrong and where maybe some people made mistakes. And the last one, which I thought was kind of cool, is you could have your students solve the problem, of course, and then maybe come up with a small short skit using a script, and the script follows information from the math problem. And then they could just give their findings to the class, again in a small group, and just another way to kind of showcase the information. If you have extensions of this problem even further, you could continue to manipulate, asking them deeper questions about how long would this go over so much time. So if they continue to travel for X amount of time, how much gas would they use? So what we were given was very, on average, what was the price from here to here, UIT out west from here. So you could continue to develop it and see how it was in the past versus present, where gas prices might be going. So again, kind of playing with history and research. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. So have a look at my document, and then this is just to support it. So thanks. Bye.